time, we will call this meeting to order. May I have a roll call, or would you prefer I read the names? Or you got them? Roll call, please.
Trustee Anson?
Here.
Trustee Dora? Here. Trustee Meyers?
Here.
President Vanderstill?
Here.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Here.
Trustee Lutke?
Here.
And Trustee Connor?
Here.
Everyone's present.
All right. At this time, if you'd rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Trustee Wallschlager.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic.
I'm just going to ask, does everybody out there know that this is an open meeting?
The door's
Say the door needs to be.
I'm guessing there's a,
She was just moving something back and forth through.
okay, all good. No, so she'll let anybody know out there that it's an open, it's all good.
I'll just prop it a little bit at least.
Okay. Otherwise, it's fine. She would tell them that it's, I just want to make sure if anybody did come in. Anybody that would wants to speak in public comments for items that would not be already on the agenda? Anybody on Zoom? No one on Zoom? No, okay. We'll move to our first item. Consideration of a motion to approve the village board minutes of October 26, 2020.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the village board minutes from our last meeting. Any discussion?
I just like that in the comment section of the minutes under number 9, that we place in how many students we currently have enrolled in the program, since those numbers were debuted at the meeting. Thank you.
You got it. Any other comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Abstain.
That motion is carried, well, with that one change. Next, we have consideration of a motion to approve our vouchers for payment. This is in the amount of $1,339,622.73.
I make a motion to approve vouchers for payment in $1,339,622.73.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to pay the vouchers. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. The next item we have on the agenda are licenses and permits. First, we have consideration of a motion to approve a street use permit. This is for the race day events as the sponsor. The contact person is Ken Illingson. The date of the requested road closure of the street is 11/15/2020. They're looking to have Campus Drive closed from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Chief, I see you step into the podium. Do you have things to add on that?
Yeah, I just wanted
Okay.
to bring the board's attention. I did reach out to the organizer of this event and made sure they're aware that half of this race is not in the village of Hartland, so that we wouldn't be able to, we don't have the authority to close all those roads. He was not aware of that, so he was going to be reaching out to the town of Merton for the roads that go through the town. And then there was also some information within his permit, some insurance information, which was boilerplate, but it talked about alcohol sales. And if they're hubs at the high school, I said they would obviously have to talk to the high school about that. He said for this particular event, they did not plan any type of alcohol sales, weren't looking for any type of alcohol permit. And so for us in the village of Hartland, it would merely be closing Campus Drive for that time period that the village president described. And he also assured me that no officers would be needed for that. It would just be basically a barricade closure. So no issues from the police department's end on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make the motion that we approve the street use permit in Hartland for the race day events at Lake Country Lutheran High School.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve that, the street use closure, permit. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. That'll be granted. I'm just getting to the next. item here, sorry. So we have, the next item on our list is the, sorry that I'm all discombobulated, I'm getting through my list here, because I believe that we have another list other than a road closure. I apologize for my not getting my bearings here. Where is this Class A beer license? We have a alcohol beverage retail license application. This is for Quick Trip Inc. This is for the location address being, this is 101 East Capitol Drive. They are looking for hard cider, I believe, and cigarettes.
Beer and
Beer.
Class A
And Class A.
hard cider, Class A hard cider.
Okay. Beer and Class A hard cider.
I'll make the motion that we approve the Class A beer and Class A liquor cider only application for Quick Trip.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve that license for Quick Trip. Since we're in discussion, I'll apologize to the board for losing my bearings and getting to that one, I'm sorry.
Does that include wine?
No.
I don't think so.
Beer and
Okay.
cider only.
Okay.
It's those like Trulies and White
Claws.
Claws and that whole category that has kind of created its own category,
Okay.
basically.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. The next we have a request for a motion to approve a cigarette license, or consideration of a motion to approve a cigarette license. That is for, I believe that's also for Quick Trip.
I'll make a motion to approve the cigarette license for Quick Trip Inc. at 101 East Capitol Drive.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the cigarette license for the Quick Trip at 101 Capitol Drive. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. The next item that we have on our agenda is consideration of a motion to approve change order number 1 for the 2020 East Industrial Drive and Progress Drive Bioretention Project and contractor's application for payment number 2 in the amount of $97,290 to Soper Grading and Excavating LLC for the 2020 East Industrial Drive and Progress Drive Bioretention Project.
If you recall, this project was to collect storm sewer water and get the sediments out of the water before it goes into the marsh. So with this project, there's a change order reduction price for $12,400. It takes the contract from $316,250 to $303,850, and half of that is covered by grant through the DNR. And then they're also looking for $97,290 for the work completed, and that job is complete. We have retainage money, and there's a 1-year warranty on this project. So the staff is looking to accept a change order reduction of $12,400 to lower the contract price to $303,850, and we're also looking to pay Soper Grading and Excavating for the work completed of $97,290.
Also move that we pay the bills, accept the change order and pay the bills.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the change order and make payment. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion is carried. The next item we have on the agenda is a consideration of a motion to approve change order number 3 for the 2021 Sunny Slope Drive Utility Improvements Project and contractor's application for payment number 8 in the amount of $288,137.23 to Munson Brothers, Inc. for the 2020 Sunny Slope Drive Utility Improvements Project.
So on this one, this change order consists of a couple things. We had to pay a little extra for pipe on Merton Avenue, and a little extra pipe we had to install over around Sendix area for the stormwater, and a little bit more curb. They did not complete their job on the completed deadline date, so we charged them a penalty for being late. So that's what took that reduction of $11,065.56. So that ultimately lowered the contract price from $1,778,000 and $72.28 to $1,767,006.72. So we are recommending the reduction of the $11,065.56 to change the contract price to $1,767,006 and $6.72. In that, we are also recommending that Musson is paid $288,137.23 for the work completed, and that job is officially done. And thank goodness. And we have a 1-year warranty on that as well, with a retainage.
I'm not sure if anybody needing the motion might need those, just the numbers, one more time. Maybe someone has them. I didn't write them. Okay.
There, yeah. I'll make a motion to accept the change order reduction of $11,065.56 to the contract, as well as make the payment requested for $288,137.23.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to make the changes as just described in the motion and to approve that change order for this project that is completed. Discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item we have on the agenda is a consideration of a motion to approve Resolution 1109-2020-01, a resolution approving the sewer utility rate effective first quarter 2021.
We just put this item in front of the budget, as you recall, through the budget process, a 5% rate increase for the sewer utility. We've done that every year for about the past 8 years. So again, the reason we put it ahead of the budget is just because it is in the budget all the way through. So the approval of this should be before the budget. If you wouldn't approve it, I would just take that 5% out, and it wouldn't affect the expenses. It would just affect the revenues. So, and 5% sewer increase is about $25 a year, or about $2 a month to the average user. So.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 11-9-2020-01, a resolution approving the sewer utility rate effective first quarter 2021.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the resolution 1109-2020-01, the resolution approving sewer utility rate effective first quarter 2021. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. The next item we have is discussion and consideration regarding before and after school program with the Hartland Lakeside School District.
All right, so this item was tabled from the last meeting. You had asked Kelly and I to get you some better data on the financial impact. And so when Kelly and I originally put together that $7,500 estimate, that was worst case scenario. That was having staff for all the time, having a lower number of kids that we had. That's where we came up with that number. When we went through the data, everything's, certain days are losses, certain days are profits. I want to say currently the program is probably about break even, might be a slight loss because there are some plies in there. But just so you guys are aware of some other things that we talked about, Kelly does have to work occasionally, Kinsey has had to fill in. So some of the reason for some of that profit this year, or that it's not such a loss, is if somebody is out sick or if somebody can't work, Kelly or Kinsey generally fill in. So the numbers, like I said, if we had 1 or 2 kids in January, it would flip it to a profit for sure. But I'll let Kelly add any details if you have any.
Basically, Ryan has pretty much covered everything that I would say. You guys all know from last meeting, you know, we were headed toward a $7,500 loss, and that's why we came to you to ask and see if you wanted to help support that program, or what your advice would be for us to do, because we didn't want to just go $7,500 in the hole and, you know, all of a sudden, oh, surprise, we're in the hole. You know, we wanted to bring this to your attention and ask for your support in either continuing the program or ending. But obviously, we've had a very good profit from this program. It's just a bad year, like most businesses are going through right now, or it's just a bad year with COVID. So,
And I think I kind of put in the memo, I think you as a board kind of need to decide if you want us in a program like that first, and if you do, are you okay with a loss or not a loss? I think it's two parts. So I could be wrong, but just want to make sure everybody, if the majority you think this is a good program and something we should keep doing, and then does the loss bother you or not? So if you have any questions, you can ask us. And
So you're saying basically as of right now, with the number of kids that are in there, I know it might fluctuate week to week, but 1 or 2 more kids per week
Yeah.
is a break even.
absolutely, because you're talking, you know, when you have somebody in there for, it would be about $50 a week, $100, you know, with 2 kids. The program's losing certain, see, Wednesday's our strong day, when they have
Right.
early release.
Right, that's
If
where you
we
make
have
the
a bunch
50 or
of kids,
100
they're
bucks.
paying a much higher premium for that early release. So that is a much higher, but again, financially, you know, this program's had 20 to 30 kids sometimes,
yeah,
and now we have 8.
yeah, we get about 5 or 6 in the morning, 2 or 1 in the afternoon. There's times sometimes where, like, we had 2 weeks where 1 kid was out because of COVID, and 1 kid only came every once in a while, so our staff is off. We don't, you know, we don't pay them for when we don't have kids.
And obviously, I mean, I can't predict it, but I think a lot of companies said they were going back January 1st. And now I've heard a lot of them say they're not going back January 1st, so. But again, 1 or 2 kids, but again, it's, beyond that, I think there's the issue of, does the board want to be in the business of running that a before and after school program? And if we do, are you okay that it could have a possible loss?
And just for the public, it is, we're only talking about Hartland South
It's
Elementary.
only Hartland South, yes.
Just saying, because the memo reads as though it's the Hartland Lakeside School District, which is 4
That's 'cause
schools.
I wrote it. I
Yeah,
don't
so I'm
read the
just
program.
making sure that the public knows it's just one of the, thank you.
Yeah, and all the data that you received of the profit the last couple of years, that's been for Hartland South. So it's been very successful.
Okay.
but-
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Just sit here while they talk.
Well, I'm just gonna say again, we're the village of Hartland, we're not the village of Hartland in business. I mean, I run my business and I get money that if we sell something, I have it, I can invest it and do it. Those numbers look good, 14,000, 20,000, 70,000. But I also look at that as a businessman, if I'm in business, I don't wanna compete against the village. I don't have the big pockets like the village does that I can compete with this. And, I mean, we went through the budget system and here we wanted $8,000 worth of radio batteries so our fire department could talk to each other. And we said, no, that's too much. But now we're gonna turn around and say, we're gonna invest, we're gonna get this, cause now we can make money. So if the fire department would be making money, then that'd be okay to get the radios. So I don't wanna compete with businesses in Hartland. I don't care, I don't want you guys to set a business up to start selling batteries to compete against me. And because you got a lot deeper pockets than I do. And, I think we should just be in business of taking the taxpayer money and investing that as efficiently as we can in our services that we are giving, like DPW, water, police, fire, and recreational programs are, as I look at it, is, you know, hey, baseball, softball, we've got leagues here that we don't run. How come we don't run all the softball or all the baseball in the village that used to have, and there's different youth businesses? Why don't we spend our time in running those services like that rather than daycare that I just don't, here I'm paying money to the school so they can build a building and pay their teachers, and now they're gonna go out there, gonna offer a service, now they're gonna pay back the are they giving the money back to the taxpayers that they're making on this as an individual business? I don't know if they're doing that or not. And, I just don't want us to get involved in something we're not in business. It's too tough trying to balance our budget and give the services that we need. And I don't consider daycare as being a service that the village is responsible for. Thank you.
One of the pieces that I was able to kind of dig into a little bit as well, which I think plays into the resident or the individuals that are using the service, is that it is a little confusing to the parents when they start at Hartland North. They apply for the wraparound program for before after school care, and then they have to use the WeKnow system. Then they move to Hartland South, it's the Village of Hartland. So if they have kids at Hartland North and they have kids at Hartland South, it's two different payments going to two different sites, it's two different registrations. So that was just some conversation that I wanted to let the board know that I did have with current parents that have children in the school districts.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I guess I'm a little confused that this program has been around for so many years now. It's a program that the board, well before I was here, some of you were here, I was not on board, when you guys adopted the program into the village. It's something that people in the village have become very used to and dependent on when they can't afford to perhaps go to another source of daycare that would cost more, just like our dance programs, just like all the different programs that we offer in the village that, yeah, there's bigger ones that you could go to if you can afford to go to it. Not everyone can do that, so this is a way that they can have daycare for their kids where they know they're safe. They can be right there before school in a safe place. We've done it, and if we don't want the 15 to 20,000 that we typically do get, then we need to redo the budget, because that'll be more money out. And we use part of that budget, part of that money for when we have the seniors using the area and playing cards and that, and they need new cards, or there's all different ways that they use that money. And if we're saying no, then we got to figure out we got to figure out how we're going to pay for the other stuff that we use it for. How we're going to balance the budget. Just because we're having a year that is off like everybody is, I mean, it's balancing itself right now. I just would hate to see that program be shot away when people use it.
Can I just say something? I honestly believe that if this was if this was a regular school year, we would not be having this discussion.
I agree.
I think we would be perfectly fine. We would be making money we'd have more kids and everything. And we are not the only rec department that does this. Menominee Falls does it, their community ed, Germantown does this, so we're not normal.
If you go to the.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Otherwise, no one. And you say the things that you need to say, and I'm not, because once the board is talking, I just don't want it to turn into an argument, and all of a sudden,
But
you know,
just
so
some
anything that you need
facts
to
for you
add-
guys to know. As I just stated, I'll state again for the microphone, is if this was a normal year, we would not be here having this discussion. I honestly believe we would be right where we normally are. And also, like I stated before, we're not the only rec department that does this. Germantown, Menominee Falls, they do a before and after school care program. How are they doing? I don't know. But like even our summer camps, that's a daycare system technically. And the summer camp is like known through rec department. I don't know a rec department that doesn't do a summer camp. That's kind of like our thing, for the summer. And it's, has become, besides this year, one of our biggest programs and a huge moneymaker for us. But because of COVID, we went down. We weren't even allowed in the schools. This is our only program right now that we are allowed to be in the schools for. And I just think it's also a good relationship shows a good relationship with Hartland Lakeside School District as well, too. We have a very good, positive, great communication relationship with them. And I think that's all I've got right now.
Okay. The Q&A was, I just want to be careful, because it's going to turn into an argument very quickly, because they spoke, and then we started the board side of speaking, and now it's back. Do you see, this is going to go on for
Then we
2 hours
just-
again?
Just educate to get one shot.
Okay.
Yeah, so, all right. Like I said, obviously, my sentiments are the same as last meeting, and I kind of agree with Donna's comments. It's been in for, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, whatever it is. It wasn't an issue until this point, and I appreciate you bringing it to the board that, that there's some concerns financially because of COVID. Had that not come up, we wouldn't be discussing that today. With that being said, when you did a little bit more homework and it shows that, we're 1 to 2 kids per week from breaking even, and there again, we don't know which way COVID's going, but you know, with the thoughts that in January things could change, it could be breaking even again. So, and I do agree that, you know, part of Mike, that we're not here to make a lot of money, but I look at it as we're the village, it's one entity and there's small pockets here. This one makes money, this doesn't make money, this makes money, this doesn't. So it's not like we're making a lot of money. To Donna's point, we've got a budget, so based on that, that takes that consideration. But if it's the point that we shouldn't be making a lot of money, then we can still keep the program and just lower the price. I mean, then it's not making money if that's the biggest concern. So I think there's a lot of different ways to look at this, a lot of different resolutions than to just yes or no, keep it or nix it. But I'm in favor of keeping it. And like I said, I don't see an issue when we're 1 to 2 kids away from breaking even. This is a unique year. I don't like to guess shoot from the hip of making one change just because of some unique thing that is an anomaly.
My views too are the same as the last meeting. If we look at it as, and Mike, I agree with you too, that we shouldn't be in business as a business competing against other businesses, but it's been implemented for years and years, and it's always been a profitable endeavor for us. And it does affect our budget, and we would have to come up with that money somewhere else. And we wouldn't be talking about this if it wasn't a COVID year. And, you know, just to give an example of what you said about taking over the, you know, some of the baseball and the softball and doing that, well, you're taking money away from businesses at that point because you've got Strike FC, that's a business. You've got other businesses that run, you know, different leagues in softball and football. Pretty much everything we do at the rec department can somehow conflict with another business in town. So we're offering a really great thing for the community, for parents that either want their kids in this for just wanting them, or that they can't afford an expensive after-school program at a business. And we offer it to them at a reduced price so that they can have good child care and not worry about their kids. So I think we should keep it. It's profitable. It's been profitable for years up until, you know, this year with COVID. So I think it'd be a travesty to lose it, especially when we're looking at, you know, $15,000, $20,000, $18,000 in the last 3 years it's made. That's a lot of money that we're gonna have to come up with in the budget somewhere else.
I got a question. If we don't do it, does this program fail? If Hartland does not do this, are they still gonna have that?
Yeah, they are.
The
Hartland
school
Lakeside's
will do that on
the
their
school-
own, and it will continue exactly the way it is now, except the village will not be involved in it. Is that right?
I don't know how they're gonna run
Well,
it,
yeah,
but like what they're gonna charge or anything. But I would assume they're gonna have the same hours, but otherwise, I don't know what price they're gonna charge.
So this program really is not, if Heartland says we're not gonna be screwing our citizens, they're still gonna have the program, but the village isn't gonna be in charge. It's gonna be the school district is gonna take care of that program then, rather than us.
Yes, the school.
And so then that money, Ryan, that's being made in there, the budget dollars, that, everything we do there is a self-liquidator. And so this money that we're making there, where does that really go? The money that's made on here, where does it go? I don't
It
remember
goes
the
in to
budget
balance the
showing
whole
that.
budget, so this item's before the budget, because if we nix this program, I have to find $10,000 before the next item.
So where did it go last year? Where'd that 20 or 50?
Into the, same as anything else, like the fire department gets $250,000 of ambulance fees, and it costs $1 million to run.
Okay,
So taxpayer dollars support whatever we don't have for revenue.
so the program that we're running, that if we don't get involved with this, it's not going away. It's gonna be there.
Yeah,
But
and I
we're
think-
not gonna be involved in
To
it.
Kelly's point, we don't know, they wouldn't have our staff, we don't know what they would do for staffing, we don't know if it would be the same price. I mean, if they hear we're losing money, I can't imagine a school's not gonna increase the price.
Thank you.
So, for myself, in my opinion, I think that Ryan did say something very good when he was speaking and said that it comes down to a choice of whether or not the board or each individual who votes wants to go in that direction and take on that, let's call it a business venture. And I can say that for myself, I don't like getting into business ventures when it's a government. I don't like the governments, for whether it be the state or the county or the United States government, to do that with tax money I'm paying into, and I'll explain why. Because when you have a new program or when you have a new contract, and the truth is, in this situation, this is contracted. The school is hiring the Village of Hartland, regardless of who we have run it. The school is hiring the Village of Hartland to run their before and after school program. Technically, there could be absolutely no residents of the Village of Hartland in the program, but there could be 15 kids in the program, because being a Village of Hartland resident, paying taxes to the Village of Hartland, is not a prerequisite for the program. Being a student at Hartland Lakeside is a prerequisite of the program, and it's the only way that you can be a student or, attend the before and after school care. But again, getting back to what I believe with government, the first year is always great because you don't have this additional revenue, and you say, let's do the contract. I'm not saying any one individual, but they say, let's do the contract because that's an extra $20,000 or $30,000 per year. But all of a sudden, when you hit a situation, and it does happen, all of a sudden the contract, when there's enough of them, are running you. Because then we're sitting at a board meeting or we're sitting in a committee where we're saying, we've got that money, we're used to it now, and if that goes away, then we have to find somewhere else to have it. So what you're doing is increasing a budget by saying, well, now we have to find that because we've gotten used to that revenue. It's the same thing that happens with some taxes, not here in the Village of Hartland, but they create a tax and they can't get rid of it because they got used to having that money and they don't know where else to go and find it. So it becomes part of their operating. It becomes part of their operating budget. So it becomes exactly what Ryan said, where he said, well, I have to find that money then somewhere else. The more and more that happens, a village does become kind of, they lean then all of a sudden on these programs. And it's happened in the village before, not with the rec department, but another department where they have a very huge contract where they take care of, an area. But all of a sudden, if that community says, we don't want to do that contract anymore because it now is part of the operating budget. Originally it was, hey, we can make some money, this is going to be great, we're making extra revenue. But now if it goes away, no one wants to sit here and say, what expenses or what are we going to cut to make up for that shortfall? So and hopefully I'm explaining it right, but in the beginning it's exciting because it's extra revenue. But after 2 or 3 years, it's just part of the operating. And when all of a sudden we're losing it, then it's, how horrible, because what are we going to do to make up that money? What are we going to cut? So I don't know if that's a good explanation or if I'm making it come across well or not, but it has happened in the village multiple times. And I don't believe that government is supposed to be in business and going and searching out revenue. We don't have customers. The people that come and pay taxes, other than by moving and no longer being willing to own property in the Village of Hartland, do not have a choice, because we'll put a tax lien on your house. So you don't have a choice. You are not a customer. I can choose to go to 5 gas stations and spend my money. I don't have to go to any one of them, and none of them can put a lien on me for not going somewhere to buy a bottle of water. Taxpayers don't have a choice. It's what all of us, in a unifying fashion, do. We pay taxes to run our government. I don't believe that government, we use business practices when we do our accounting. I do not believe that government is business. Now, I want to finish by saying there's no question that it's a good program, and this is no reflection on the rec department because it's a rec program we're talking about right now. It is a good program. It does make money on a continual basis. I also don't, so the program is good. I also don't like getting into contracts because at any time, the school could pull it away from us. And last meeting, we just heard that our rec director was negotiating with Delafield, something that Delafield used to pay over $3,000 for. Now Delafield says, well, we don't want to pay that much anymore, or we want to get rid of it completely. So now we are saying, okay, we'll give you a discounted price while the entire area, city of Delafield, gets a rec department that Hartland subsidizes. This year, for over $100,000, they pay $2,500. I don't believe government is in business. That doesn't mean I think anybody sitting here is wrong. It's just my fundamental belief.
I do appreciate Ryan and Kelly coming forwards with your fiduciary responsibility to the recreation department and bringing it to our attention. I think it's probably, this is one of those awkward situations, right? Like maybe if it would have never been brought up, we wouldn't be in this situation now. And so I do understand that it's probably very difficult as well. I struggle in the sense, and I just want to make sure it's known. I struggle knowing that there is other opportunities, and I feel like there's better opportunities for our recreation department. And I believe in that. So I'm looking at it from an operational standpoint as well. And obviously staff comes up. And so there's staff that's used, and I'm wondering if we could utilize our staff in other areas to build on some of the things that have been mentioned tonight. So, but I do really appreciate the fact that you're being mindful of the budget and that you brought it to our attention sooner than later. And I think that's very admirable.
Since we tabled it at the last meeting, it would be appropriate if someone wanted to make a motion. I mean, that would be, unless other people have other things that they want. We did not get a motion, correct? We did not.
think so.
There's no, we didn't. Just letting everybody know that would be the appropriate.
Well, I would actually like to make a motion that we continue on with the program and just watch over it. If it becomes that we are actually losing money on it instead of staying right now where we're pretty status quo until January, and see if things change there. And unless it would be, Kelly, we'd ask that you'd come forward if it was started to lose, if no kids showed up. Or, well, I guess we wouldn't have any staff then anyway, so. who's my
Second.
motion?
It's been moved and seconded to continue on with the before and after school program contract with Hartland South, or Hartland Lakeside School District at Hartland South. And keep an eye on the money as it's going
Yeah, until January, at least January, given the program.
until January,
Yeah.
okay? It's been moved and seconded, discussion. I'm just gonna reiterate and say I just would like to see us get out of these contract type things, but I don't have any more to add than what I said a little bit earlier. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. I don't, good, let's get a roll call, just go down the list.
All right. Trustee Anson,
Yay would be for,
Yay.
nay would be against.
Yay.
Trustee Duro,
Yay.
Trustee Meyer,
No.
Trustee Wallschlager,
No.
Trustee Ledke,
No.
Trustee Connor,
Yay.
and President Bannerstill.
No. No.
4 noes and 3 yeses.
4 noes and 3 yeses means that that motion as made would be defeated. However, this gets confusing. That just means that that motion was defeated. We still have a contract with, I want to make this very clear because it does become confusing. We do have a contract with Hartland South, so if no other motions are made and we move on to the other items, which we technically, I think would do, but I'm just saying, or if someone else makes a motion in some direction, nothing would happen. Does that make sense?
No.
So Trustee Doral made a motion that was seconded
Right.
to continue on and keep an eye on it. If no motion is made to change anything, then things still will keep on going as they are.
I thought we just voted no to not do it.
No, you voted no
You
to.
voted
We just
to
voted
my
no
motion.
to continuing until January. But we're still in a contract, so usually you would want a positive action. This is
Right.
tough with the words. You want for instance, if you wanted to say no, you actually want a motion that says, well, I'm making, I don't wanna, I'm making a motion that I decide that on January 1st, I want you to tell the school that we're out of this contract now. And then if somebody seconded, and then if the board voted on that, I'm just using that hypothetically because I made that, however. You would usually wanna make a motion to stop something like that, cause I think that's what they're asking for. In one way or the other.
Just brief moment, President, so what he's specifically saying is.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. As it stands right now, the program is still a.
Correct. It's exactly as it was when we walked in this room.
I knew what you're saying.
20 minutes later.
And we could have just moved on, but I didn't want to all of a sudden after the meeting, it'd be a lot of confusion.
I get it, I get it.
Very fair.
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that we, how do I put this? Cease or end the contract for daycare that we are providing,
Can you do it through like the end of December, just so we can transition?
the end of the summer?
December.
December.
Oh, December? Okay, to the end of December, or keep the contract till the end of December, and then January 1st cease the contract.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to end the contract with Hartland South, and have that contract end, or run the program through 12/31/2020, upon which that would end. It's been moved and seconded. Discussion. No discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did you get them? Or do you need a roll call? It's up to you. Yes, do a roll call?
Yes.
Let's do a roll call. The questions out there, we're gonna do a roll call. You can call the roll.
Trustee Anson.
Nay.
Trustee Doral.
Name,
Trustee Meyer.
Yes.
Trustee Wallschlager.
yes.
Trustee Ledke.
Yes.
And Trustee Connor.
Nay.
And President Vanderstone.
Yes.
4 yeses, 3 no.
That motion carries 4-3.
Sorry, Jim.
What's next on this agenda? Okay, thank you. We have consideration of items, our next item on the agenda, are consideration of items related to the 2021 village budget as shown on tab 1, page 8, and tab 31, pages 1 and 2 of the 2021 budget book. All information after tab 1 is for informational purposes only. These figures may be modified by the village board during final consideration at this meeting.
It's a few motions.
And it is, and I don't know if everybody remembers, I think they do, but we go through these, so there's an item at the beginning to do some discussing, which would allow for, if changes needed to be made. Hopefully, if there was any major changes, it's my hope that, board members would have reached out to whoever staff that they needed to. But regardless of that, the board is entitled to make changes at this meeting and do the discussion that needs to be done. So once we start going through these, I just go, please interrupt me if all of a sudden I'm reading the next one and I call a vote, not realizing someone wanted to speak. Please interrupt me and stop me, because I will stop. So the first part of this is discussion of the 2021 budget, if anybody has anything that they want to say before we start getting into each individual motion. All right. Next, consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 municipal general fund budget in the amount of $7,673,921 shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
Also move we approve.
Oh,
Hold on.
that's not the dollar amount anymore. We just got rid of the program. I gotta,
Right.
on the fly, we gotta fix this.
Okay.
And computer froze. So we'll have $10,000 that we have to find, so our options would be we could find it through a different department or use fund balance to balance the budget.
Current fund balance, Ryan,
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that, thank you.
Just to put that in perspective.
Take your time, Ryan.
Ryan, I'm calling a
I was gonna say, why don't we get-
I'm gonna
why
call a
don't we give them a
recess for
recess?
4 minutes if the board will allow. I actually was
Yes.
gonna ask, I'll say it publicly, I need to use the restroom. I drank about 20 glasses of water.
Yes.
Is the board okay with a recess?
Yes.
We need some time. Okay. Sorry, thank you. So, just so everybody's aware, as Ryan was saying, that number under B for our agenda worth all those budget items, that first item, B, is now going to be $7,653,521.
Real quick before you do a motion, so the change that I technically did there was revenue on tab 2 of 30,400 that I eliminated under the before and after care. There was expenditures on tab 17, page 4 of 20,400 that I eliminated. That leaves $10,000 balance, which is now on tab 2 under the other funding as a use of fund balance. We have $5.3 million available of fund balance, of total fund balance. 2.3 is available for general spending, so that 10,000, very small on it, but that's all we're really doing is that 10,000 a use of fund balance.
You give that number again, 7 million?
Yep, I'll read the item. In fact, I'll read the entire item.
Brian, I'm sorry, just one clarification. Fund balance was what was it?
5.339 million.
Thank you.
And I'll be here if you have other questions with the other items.
Thanks, Ryan.
So, item B I'm gonna read it as it is now with the updates. Consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 municipal general fund budget in the amount of $7,653,521 shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book. Each one of these do require a roll call vote. So, any discussion?
So that's using fund money then for that missing?
Fund balance.
Okay, fund balance, yes, okay.
I will make a motion to approve the 2021 municipal general fund budget in the amount of $7,653,521.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the $7,653,521 on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book. Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doro?
Nay.
He says nay.
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 Trustee Meyer?
Yes.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Yes.
Trustee Lexi?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Nay.
And President Pearsall.
Yay. That motion passes 5 to 2.
5 to 2.
5 to 2. That motion passes. The next item we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 water utility budget in the amount of $1,809,600 shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021 water utility budget in the amount of $1,809,600 shown in tab 1, page 8, 2021 budget book.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? May I have a roll call vote?
Trustee Anson?
Yes.
Trustee Doro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyer?
Yes.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Yes.
Trustee Lexi?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Pearsall.
Aye, yeah. That motion passes unanimously. The next item we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 sewer utility budget in the amount of $1,786,500 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2021 sewer budget, utility budget, the amount of $1,786,500 as shown on tab 1, page 8, the 2021 budget book.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the sewer utility budget for $1,786,500 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book. Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyer?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Lexi?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Pearsall.
Aye. Unanimous, that passes. The next item that we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 TIF 4 budget in the amount of $320 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021 TIF 4 budget in the amount of $320.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the TIF 4 budget in the amount of $320 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
Question. What exactly is that $320 for? Where does that go?
What exactly what?
$320, what's it used for?
We have a $150 fee we pay for the audit and $170 we have to pay the Department of Revenue for an annual renewal. I flipped those. $170 for the audit, $150 for the Department of Revenue. We have to pay an annual fee for each of those.
Every year?
Yeah.
Forever?
Yep. Every year we have to pay a recertification, and every year the auditors have to audit that TIF.
But not forever.
No, until
Until the
ends.
TIF is,
Until the
she
TIF
just,
is-
Okay.
just
Yeah,
clarified.
yeah. So like when you get each TIF 5 and TIF 6 each have part of that 320 in it.
Okay.
But TIF 4 that's all that it is. It's
Okay,
that 300.
all right.
And that's just the expenditures, not the revenues.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Since there's no more discussion, may I have a roll call?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyers?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Ledke?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Fairfield.
Aye. That passes unanimously. The next item we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 TIF 5 budget in the amount of $22,205 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I make a motion to approve consideration of the motion to approve the 2021 TIF 5 budget in the amount of $22,205 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the TIF 5 budget for 22,205. Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyers?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Ledke?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
President Fairfield.
Aye. That is unanimous. That passes. The next item on our agenda, or the next item we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 TIF 6 budget in the amount of $139,820 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I make a motion to approve the 2021 TIF 6 budget in the amount of $139,820 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve that TIF 6 budget in $139,820 on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyers?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Ledke?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Fairfield.
Aye. That is unanimous, that passes. The next item we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 debt service budget in the amount of $1,805,316 as shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021 debt service budget in the amount of $1,805,316 shown on tab 1, page 8 of the 2021 budget book.
I'll second.
That was a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve that budget for the debt service budget. Discussion. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyers?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Ledke?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Fairfield.
Aye. Dee Dee, you're doing fantastic, and thank you very much. These are always wild. The next item we have is consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 capital improvements, impact fee, and special revenue and other funds not including the Hartland bid in the amount of $2,330,255 for a total
budget of 15, hold on, let me,
for a total village expenditure budget in the amount of
15,547,537.
one more time, Ryan.
Should be 5 or
Say it again,
437?
15,547,537.
Okay. So our next item is a consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 capital improvements, impact fee, and special revenue and other funds not including the Hartland bid in the amount of $2,330,255 for a total village expenditure budget in the amount of $15,547,537, not including the Hartland bid.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2021 capital improvements, impact fee and special revenue and other funds, not including Hartland bid, in the amount of $2,330,255 for a total village expenditure budget in the amount of $15,547,537, including Hartland bid.
Second.
Not including.
Not including, I'm sorry.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. It's been moved and seconded to approve the 2021 capital improvements, impact fee, and special revenue and other funds, not including the Hartland bid, in the amount of $2,330,255 for a total village expenditure budget in the amount of $15,547,537. Any discussion? May I have a roll call?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Duro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyer?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Lutke?
Aye.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Vanderstiel.
Aye. That is unanimous. The next item, consideration of a motion to authorize a downtown business improvement district assessment of $74,800 as requested by the bid board with approval of the bid's final expenditure budget held until consideration of the 2021 operations plan.
So all you'd be doing here is approving their levy. They approve their expenditures tomorrow, is it?
Yep.
So in a couple meetings, we'll bring forward the expenditures. You're just approving that I can put the levy on the tax bill that the bid wants.
I'll make a motion to authorize the downtown business improvement district assessment of $74,800 as requested by the bid board.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to authorize downtown business improvement district assessment of $74,800 as requested by the bid board with approval of the bid's final expenditure budget held until consideration of the 2021 operations plan. Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Duro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyer?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Lutke?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Vanderstiel.
Aye. That's unanimous. Next item is consideration of a motion to approve a property tax levy in the amount of $6,292,640. Sorry, guys. I'm going to say that again. Consideration of a motion to approve the property tax levy in the amount of $6,292,640.
I make a motion to approve the property tax levy in the amount of $6,292,640.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? May I have a roll call vote, please?
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Duro?
Aye.
Trustee Meyer?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Aye.
Trustee Lutke?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Vanderstiel.
Aye. That passes unanimously. Now we have consideration of a motion to approve the 2021 payroll matrix on tab 31, page 1.
I'll make the motion to approve the 2021 payroll matrix on tab 31, page 1.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the payroll matrix on tab 31, page 1.
That's just the pay ranges.
Okay, does this have anything with any departments or any issues that we're dealing with that might
You want this
create
stuff?
issues or that we're still working on?
You want this?
This is just strictly the bottom of the range, top of the range. We have to have this so that the auditors, when they look at it, they say, okay, we're paying people within what you, the board, have designated.
Okay.
So it's got all the job categories and then all the data ranges.
I'll second that. Is Smith seconded?
I believe it was moved and seconded, yeah.
You can do it.
No other discussion, any other discussion or any discussion? You have a roll call.
Trustee Anson?
Aye.
Trustee Doral?
Aye.
Trustee Meyer?
Aye.
Trustee Wallschlager?
Yes.
Trustee Lickey?
Yes.
Trustee Connor?
Aye.
And President Pearsall.
All right, that is unanimous. With that final vote, that is our budget.
President, may I have a minute? I just wanted to reach out to Ryan and say thank you for all the hard work and the work that you did with the departments on the budget.
Well, thank you guys too. It's fun.
You are such a liar.
I really think he thinks it's fun.
I know he does.
He's a strange man.
This is his Christmas.
And so does Chief.
Our next item on the agenda is a discussion and consideration of a motion to approve the ordering and purchase of a police department vehicle for delivery in 2021. Sir?
So this vehicle was part of the 2021 budget that you just approved. All I'm asking is the consideration to put the order in right away. We would not pay for the vehicle till 2021. It will not be, the expenditure would not take place till that 2021 budget. As you remember, we've done this in prior years. It takes the Ford facility, there's a lot of lead time to get in these vehicles, and this last time with COVID-19, it was even exceptionally long. So we do want to try to get that order in as soon as possible so we can hopefully get that squad car replaced in the springtime, which is probably wishful thinking, but probably more like summer or early fall if we get it in right away.
I make a motion that we approve the ordering of the new police car.
Second. It's been moved in, I'm gonna have a question for you, Chief. It's been moved and seconded to approve the ordering of the police car. Chief, could you just, have we made it through is this the first 4-year cycle that we've made it through? I'm just wondering, and I wanna know also, can you tell us how that's going? That was a change we made a while back. I know you've kind of indicated that it's going well. Can you give your opinion on how you think it's going, and how it's working out with the cycle that we're running things on now, which we're saving money by doing it, by running the 4 years, but if you could tell us about that.
No, absolutely. This is a little different. This is not one of those normal marked patrol squads. This would be for Squad 6, which is our on-mark detective squad. This squad, a couple years back, we took our supervisor on-mark squad, which is Squad 5, and we moved it over to Squad 6 to replace what was then a Chevy Impala, which is what the detectives were using. So this was a repurposed 2013 Ford Explorer, and we repurposed it from Squad 5 supervisor car to Squad 6 detective car, both on marked vehicles. And now we've been using that the past several years. As you can tell, it's a 2013. It's definitely getting towards its end of useful life. We don't put as many miles on both the supervisor car or the detective car because they're not running a 24/7 operation, where those squads 1 through 4, the marked police cars, those are running 24/7. They're always constantly in use. The transition took place when I first got here, so that's the only years I know. I only know those vehicles as 4-year cars, and we have not experienced any detrimental issues by going to that. We had just an issue recently with either Squad 2 or 4, which is not one of the ones we just replaced, but it wasn't anything super significant. It was some type of transmission issue. But I think we would have had that whether it was a 3-year-old car or a 4-year-old car. Just sometimes that happens. But overall, I think we're still operating safe vehicles. I don't think our maintenance budget is outweighing the risk of taking those to 4-year vehicles. So I think we're in a good place when those patrol vehicles, to answer your original question, are in the 4-year cycle. This vehicle is not a 4-year cycle. This is an 8-year cycle, I believe, with the detective vehicle. So because it's a lot not used and as a frequent basis, we're able to extend that life for a lot longer period of time.
So this new vehicle is gonna be Squad 6, or is it?
Correct,
Okay,
Squad
so
6.
Those detectives will get the brand new one. It's not gonna
Right,
jumped
so
down
the
like
old
previous.
repurposed squad that they're using now
Right.
will go to auction like we do typically, and then the new vehicle will be the brand new Squad 6, which will then go to the detectives to use during the course of their duties.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? It's been moved and seconded. If there's no other discussion, then, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. The next item we have is a discussion and consideration of a motion to approve the ordering and purchase of a Public Works 6-yard dump truck vehicle for delivery in 2021 for a price not to exceed $225,000. Sir?
Yes, we are asking permission to order the 2021 dump truck, because the lead time now on these trucks is quite long. The truck we ordered last December, we're expecting to get at Thanksgiving. And you had just approved this vehicle in the budget. It's the exact same vehicle that we bought and that we're getting delivered in November. And it's the same price. There's no price increase. It is again on the Wallschlager County bid. And it has all the same equipment, other than a little bit shorter wheelbase. It's got a setback axle, because it's going to be the downtown truck, and there's a lot of tight streets and cul-de-sacs.
So this one this is a 6-yard dump. That's the same as we bought last year?
For delivery this year,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yep,
But so those
correct.
have were we replacing where we had was there like I could be wrong, wasn't there a 5-yard? I'm not looking to change anything. Did we do something where we upped it? to go to
We did go a little bit.
That was a different one
2
completely?
years ago,
Okay.
we did for the salt on the
Got
northeast
it.
side.
Okay.
And then we went back, this truck we're getting now is back to the normal box,
Okay, right.
because it didn't need that capacity.
sure.
The one change from the truck that we're getting rid of is this is going to have a wing for downtown.
What?
A wing,
Wing, gotcha.
to hopefully be a little more efficient. It can't always be used, there's a lot of traffic downtown, but when we can use it, it'll improve efficiency in clearing the road.
I would think it would help in the cutouts, being able
Yes.
to drop that wing in there, if it's the middle of the night.
And it's a
And
type,
clearing it.
it's not a normal wing, it's a type of wing that'll fold up tighter to the truck because of the limitations of downtown. It'll-
Any other I just had to add some questions, so. Anybody have anything else?
No? I'll make a motion to approve the ordering and purchase of Public Works 6-yard dump truck vehicle for delivery in 2021 for the price not to exceed $225,000.
I second.
It's been moved and seconded to order the 6-yard dump truck for delivery in 2021 for a price not to exceed $225,000. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried.
Thank you.
Is there one that's gonna go, I should have asked this before, but it wouldn't have made a change on my vote. Is one of them going, I just wanna make sure it's gonna go to auction. If there is one, we kinda make sure that we always sell it at auction.
Yes, sir,
Is
and
there one?
that's the one we're getting this year. We do have a truck that's going to auction.
Okay.
So every truck we bring in, we auction.
Which one is this replacing?
We're gonna make that determination, when the time comes and we get the new truck in service. It'll either be a 2001 or a 2002.
Okay.
We evaluate which one is in worse condition at that point, because we're gonna have to keep these trucks a whole nother year, basically.
Right.
And things can change in a
Okay.
whole year.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have consideration of a motion to confirm an appointment to the Environmental Corridor and Open Space Committee and 2 appointments to the Park and Recreation Board. As the president, I'm gonna put in front of you, I'm not putting the Ecos Board in front of you, but I am putting 2 people for the Park Board. One of them, his name is Nick Miller. He owns Bed Barn in Hartland. He's been involved with the Chamber of Commerce and has also helped with some events for when the bid has done some things in a voluntary capacity. He wants to get more involved in the village. He's owned one home in the village, and then has now recently, or over the last year, purchased another one for his family. He's had a couple different locations in the village for his business, but he does seem eager and wants to become more involved in the village. There also is a gentleman, his name is Randy Farrell. He is an assistant wrestling coach at Arrowhead. I will come and be right up front. Typically, I wouldn't do this. Randy Farrell has purchased a home in Hartland and is actually moving in on Thursday. He is not technically right this second. He is not a resident in Hartland, but he has a degree and background in recreation and he was the president of the Wisconsin Wrestling Coaches Association for 2 years. I believe that ended 1 year ago. Him being the president, so he's very eager and wants to get involved. He also has a program that I don't know exactly how it all works, but he has a program that he works through Heartland Rec, which is Arrowhead Youth Wrestling, which our Heartland Rec has in the book. So he's worked with Kelly in some capacity. So it seemed like very good fits to me. I would ask that the appointments, if someone did make a motion to approve the nominees I'm putting in front of you, that they would not be effective until next Monday at the earliest.
Only question I would bring up for Randy, because I've seen it in the past from real estate, that you have validated residency.
That he's closing on his property, I have not validated, because
Okay.
he's not, right now, he's not a resident.
No, I know, but I'm saying valid, that the closing is gonna happen, so I don't wanna approve somebody that's something, I've seen things go array, and we're approving somebody that is not a
Yep,
resident.
if he doesn't move into the village, he can't be on the board.
Okay,
He can't, and he can't.
right,
He couldn't do it.
We could verify that when he does his oath of office.
right, okay.
I was gonna say, is there a reason why we do it this meeting and not next? I mean, is that important to fill that seat, just so by next meeting he'd already be in the village then, and
No,
we would know?
we could wait. We could wait. I mean, the board can do it. All I'm doing, all I can do is put the nominees out, so the board actually can decide to do it however they want. You know, the board could say they'd approve, they could say they want to do it next meeting, they could do it however they want. They could say that they want to hold it out 2 or 3 weeks pending closing of the property and living in the village for 10 days if they wanted. The board can do all the law says is that I put forth the nominees, and then the board has that, authority to make the determination on how they want to handle that.
So I'd make the motion that we do approve Nick Miller tonight as a village resident and hold off on Randy Farrell's nomination until our next meeting when he would be moved into the village.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Nick Miller to the park board. Any discussion?
Yeah, just for clarification, as suggestion, as we move forwards with this assignments, I'd like us to continue to look at diversity on this group. We have currently 7 members that would be on this, and there is only 1 female sitting on this committee moving forwards if all appointments were to go forwards. So just wanted to make a clarification for reference that I'd like to see diversity continued.
Okay. With that being said, I would encourage anybody to step forward that wants to be on any board. How do I say this? Sometimes it's tough to even try to find people that want to be on the board. So I definitely would never. am all for diversity, as you can see by the village board I sit on now. I think which is the most diverse board we've had in Hartland that I'm pretty sure ever. But it is tough sometimes to get people, and I would not want to hold a seat open in waiting, but I encourage, if there are men or women out there that want to be on different boards, please don't be afraid to come to the village, even come up to the village counter, ask for the administrator or someone there would be happy to tell you about it. Kelly is up there a lot of times, so please get more involved.
Well said.
We had a motion, right? Sorry. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? That motion is carried. I will tell Nick to call you, or you can, everybody see, or Donna when she sees him again. He's around, anybody can. I will bring that back if it's all right. I will be bringing the Ecos appointment, if everything goes through with Randy. We want to get people that really want to get involved, and actually on the park board, we have quite a few of them that want to, but there's other boards also. So please volunteer in your time for a 3-year stint and be part of the village. So now we have announcements. I think it'd be appropriate that we would end with our chief as opposed to having him go first, and then we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff that has almost no importance compared to what he's going to talk about.
Real quick, as you stated when we were talking about the care, I did meet with Delafield last week, Monday, the city commission, and they did approve the agreement. And I will be bringing that forward to you guys probably next Monday once I get a written signed agreement from them, to have you guys look it over. But they did agree to, the usual $2,000 for the annual fee, and then starting in 2022 through 2026 going up to 2,500. We were getting 2,000 from them before, not the 3,000 as you stated. They didn't want to go over 3,000 because right now with printing and mailing, they were paying like 6,000, so they only wanted to cut it 50% or less. So we are doing that, and I already talked to their city clerk about putting in a newsletter, a link to our program guide, and I will be communicating with their park and rec commission about ways to advertise. We talked about possibly meeting and them having a subcommittee to talk about how to advertise their programs. So, but the Delafield Fish Hatchery programs, we are fortunate because we don't have to pay them anything, and we get the revenue from our classes, the difference from what we pay the instructors. So definitely didn't want to see that go away. But it is a bummer that they don't want to mail out the program guides to save, obviously they want to save money. So we got to understand that. But they definitely like our partnership. I know the Park and Rec Commission is very happy with our relationship, and they don't want to see it to go anywhere. So, but I will bring that up next time in agreements. Just want to give you guys an update though.
Thanks, Kelly.
You guys have anything?
I'll just add real quick before we get to the chief. Big meeting this coming Monday. Is that how you say that? The next Monday? However you'd like to say the next coming Monday. We'll have the joint village board and plan commission meeting to have the multifamily 150 unit apartment building. We'll have the public hearing, and then you guys, both committees will be able to take action. Plan commission will make a recommendation to the village board, and then the village board. That packet is all set and planned to go out Wednesday. It's a lot of the same information that was in the packet two weeks ago at the village board, where you guys set the public hearing. So we'll get that information out again, and it'll be a big packet. We'll get some big prints and get those out, but that is obviously going to be an important night. Also a reminder that Plan Commission meets at 7 o'clock. So the meeting next week, Monday, will be at 7, not 6:30. I think they can Rick will have an extra half hour.
You'll do some push-ups. And I just wanted to thank all the different departments working so hard and being very conscious of the budget and money this year. As we've stated over and over again, it's been a tough year for everyone, and there's a big difference between a want and a need, and this year is more about, we're planning for next year, it's more about what you need and not what you want, and I really think all of the departments really thought about it, so I appreciate it.
Anybody? I'm good. No? Well, I do wanna, Chief's gonna have a lot in a second, and as well he should, not only to present to the board. It's been a heck of a week. And as stressful as it's been, I think it's important that we count our blessings. Because we get, life itself is a blessing, and we have a blessing. It's not fun stuff, but to your entire department chief, and on behalf of every single person sitting up here and every person around you in this entire community, I can't stress enough how serious it is, the backing, the love, the respect, and the care, and the respect for what you do from everybody around you. It's not, at times like this, it's like family. We did, Robin helped out, and I think that we made these signs. Chief was able to, and Ben, I'm hoping that you're getting that, because I want to be able to kind of let the community know. We're going to leave those here at the Village Hall. Basically, we're going to run it at $10. A very small portion will just cover whatever the cost of the sign was. The person that printed it will allow us to just give that money to them. In fact, it's my understanding they gave a huge discounted rate. But whatever's left over of that, Chief will give some details here in a minute about a fund that has been set up for our officer, for their privacy. That name is not being, put out in the public yet, but any extra money on the signs, it's going to be a $10 donation. We're hoping Ryan's going to be really good with taking care of that at the front desk. He doesn't know that yet, but he does now. But if you want those signs, give a $10 donation. Other than the $3 or $4 that it costs to make the sign, that money will go to our officers' fund. I asked Trustee Doro, every single trustee up here, everybody got out with the blue ribbons and went out and did stuff to really show, to the entire community. I think it's fantastic that people did that. A lot of times people know that I believe in deadlines. This isn't a law, so there's no set deadlines, but I think out of our care and respect and love, the only thing I could think of is saying, let's keep them up, let's keep the blue lights going, and go through Thanksgiving. And I just figured that's about 2 weeks, so it's a good timeline. But everybody in this community has jumped in, businesses and everybody else asking what they could do. And I think that that's just a sign of how much respect and dignity and closeness and togetherness this community has. So instead of, I'll let it get to who everybody's listening, wants to listen to speak, and I'll turn it over to Chief unless there is any trustee that has anything they need to announce.
No, well said.
Chief?
All right, I'm going to give just a pretty high-level overview of some of the things that we went through early morning hours of last Friday. Obviously, this is still an active investigation. The Waukesha County Sheriff's Office is the lead in the investigation. That decision was made jointly with Chief Kale from the Delafield Police Department and myself, since our officers were involved in this incident, just for transparency, openness, fairness, all those things taken into account to make sure that it was just a fair, open, transparent investigation. Like I said, this incident occurred early morning hours of Friday, this last Friday morning. We were actually down in the area of 83 and I-94, providing mutual aid to the Delafield Police Department. There was a bunch of different things going on all at once, but all in that general area. And we had officers kind of spread out, trying to figure out a lot of different things that were happening. One of the things that was going on is our officers came in contact with 3 individuals at the Holiday Inn. And they had, throughout that contact, these other incidents were occurring, so other officers were then leaving that area and going to check on other things that were happening, but all in that basic area. And then, unfortunately, one of those 3 individuals was armed with a handgun and ultimately opened fire on a City of Delafield police officer and a Hartland police officer, striking both of the officers, the Delafield officer 1 time and the Hartland officer 3 times. Both officers were ultimately transferred to the hospital. The City of Delafield officer has been treated and released from the hospital after several hours being there at the hospital. Our officer remains in the hospital. He's in stable condition, but he is in the hospital due to his injuries at this point still. Both officers did experience serious injuries, but they were non-life threatening, which I guess is the one good news out of this. but there's no doubt about it, they were both significant injuries. So it's not one of those where you hear non-life-threatening injuries, there's nothing to it. These were significant injuries. Our officer here in Hartland is going to have a long road to recovery through this process. I think the display that I've seen here in the Hartland community has been phenomenal. It's very humbling, makes me very proud to serve this community. I know I put some information out to the community just because of how much myself and all the officers have been touched by the show of support. I know when I came back, spent a lot of time in Delafield on Friday due to locating this individual. We had a lot of people involved. I don't have the exact number of officers right in front of me, but it was a large scale operation. We had a pretty big area where this person potentially hunkered down. The geography was not in our favor to do any type of quick search. And obviously he's armed with a handgun, which even makes that search more problematic for us. But ultimately, we had a lot of help throughout the community. We were able to identify this individual rather quickly. In addition to him trying to kill 2 police officers here in Wisconsin, he was also wanted for attempted homicide in Fargo, North Dakota. So this is a legitimate criminal. We were ultimately able to get that information out through the media. I think they shared that very well. We got a lot of calls from that immediate area of just different people that were out and about, and we were following up on all those leads until ultimately we got the call that ended up being our suspect. One of our tactical units was able to make contact and take that individual into custody without any incident. He went through court today. His preliminary hearing, he was bound over for that there being enough probable cause that a felony occurred, and he was given a $1.5 million bail, which is good news for us. And then ultimately, he still got the answer for his crimes in North Dakota at some point. But when I was out on scene in Delafield in our command post and out at the hospital for a long period of time, and then ultimately we had a press conference at the Wallschlager County Sheriff's Office where we provided some information to the community. I was able to make my way back here to the village of Hartland, and it was very touching just to see how quickly the community mobilized and that they really had our backs, our support. They were coming together as a community to show that support for that injured officer. And I know we're a small police department. There's 17 of us. We're like family. You hurt one of us, you're definitely hurting all of us. We all know each other. We know each other's families. It's a tight group just because we're working every day, day in and day out. And for those officers that have to work through this tragedy, they get to see that support, and it really is an emotional boost for all of them. So it means a lot to us what everyone's doing in the community. It's in these times, not every community is supportive of their law enforcement or ready and able to come behind them during a tragic event. And I definitely think Hartland has proved those communities wrong, and I'm just very humbled by the show of support that I've seen since this tragedy's happened. It not only affects the officers working, but I've been in constant contact with the officer's family, the injured officer's family, and it's to the point that she had mentioned to me that she's actually going to drive her family through town just to show them how well their father and her husband's supported here in the community that he's policed for many years. So it's touching just a lot more people than you'd ever imagine, and it really is uplifting. I had my first meaningful conversation with our officer today. That's what kind of condition he's in. He's in as good a spirits as anyone could be. We still don't know a whole lot about what's happening, but the best I can say is after several surgeries and more to come, he's in stable condition, and we're very hopeful that he'll make a good recovery throughout this process. But it will be long. It will be, we're talking months, years type recovery at the end of this, so we'll work through that as we go. We were able to get together I got a lot of, not just all the support we're seeing, but I got a lot of calls about how can we help the officer's family get through this during this long road to recovery, and financially support them. We obviously want to help our officer where we can, especially when people are willing and able to do so. We were able to set up a recovery fund. It's called the Hartland Officer Recovery Fund. It's through Waukesha State Bank. So any Waukesha State Bank will take a donation if you make it out to that Hartland Recovery Fund. And you can also mail it and to P.O. Box 648, Waukesha, Wisconsin 53187. Obviously, that's the Waukesha State Bank, and in the name of the Hartland Officer Recovery Fund. All that information is either on our Facebook or about to be on our Facebook. It's getting there. There will be an electronic component to that at some point. It's been applied for. It just takes some time to get ultimately approved. They give you a 1 to 7 day window to approve that. So I'm assuming it's not going to take 7 days. We should have something on that fairly shortly. And as soon as we do have that GoFundMe segment, that electronic portion, it will be tied to this account, and we'll get that information out as well. So that's just another opportunity. People that are willing to do so can take advantage of and help the officer during this long road to recovery. Trying to think if I'm missing anything. One thing I do want to say is the support here at the village was awesome. I've worked for a lot of different municipalities in my different throughout my law enforcement career. The work Tim did and Ryan did, and really the whole village was behind us with their thoughts, but also trying to say where can we do things. But a lot of my correspondence happened to be through Tim and Ryan, and it was very nice to have them stepping in for things, because I had 10 irons into fire at all times and then some. And I know Tim and Ryan will tell you they didn't do much, but it took a ton off my plate throughout this thing. So appreciate that. Was in constant contact with the president. Was trying to get you guys some sense of messages quickly, and then we're working through the president. But it definitely was a fluid situation, very large scale operation, and the many of those I've been in throughout my career, my 17 years in law enforcement, it was probably the best run operation I've ever been a part of. Everyone was laser focused and really picking up in their areas of responsibility. And when you have that many different people from that many different agencies, from state, local, federal, different training backgrounds, it was really a seamless program that we were running for such a large scale operation. So really appreciate all the support. If you got any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. But again, I'm a little limited on what I can and can't say, just to it being a still active investigation.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief, for everything. You did a great job.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting. All in favor? Aye. This meeting is adjourned.